Afternoon, everyone. So today we're at a Nissan MV200. It's a van type thing, people carrier. So it's a DCI engine 1.5. So the customer's complaint is an extended crank for start. So we've read the codes. I'll go back to you, but here was a quick tip we actually got for checking glow plugs on this model, this Nissan, and I'm sure this would apply to a Renault, which is exactly the same engine, or indeed any other system that has a glow plugs, diesels, and you can do a quick check. So there's the glow plug control unit. So you'll have a big fat power and a big fat ground, and then these, you can see it's got 6 pins. So this would be this would do a 6-cylinder engine, I would believe. No, wait, do I get mixed up? I'll do a 4-cylinder engine, but one of these pins I'll send a duty cycle to make this thing work. That's what it is. So that's why there's 6 pins here. So, but Roddy came up with this quick test, and I thought it was genius. So you can go down, you'll check your glow plugs by just using a test light. So just put it to battery positive, and then you take your test light, and you can see that light. So that's a good glow plug. That's a good glow plug. That one's good, and that one's good. So check over. All your glow plugs are brilliant, and you don't need to go any further. The other thing you could do actually, during a cold start or whatever, you could actually put an amps clamp round the either the positive or negative, and see if it's drawing current as well. So that's just a quick check to see if all your glow plugs are good. Although that test doesn't rule out this unit being faulty, but if we done the amps clamp test, that would prove that this unit was good. So we want to know why we have an extended crank, and I'll show you. You can look at them yourself. A P0087 rail pressure. Now that's a biggie. Computer supply voltage, I would think that's because of extended crank. The battery's running down. Fuel temperature sensor circuit, could be. Thermal plunger, I wouldn't think it'd be that. Preheating of the diag, whatever. Or this one here, a P0190 rail pressure circuit. So when I see codes like this, I don't know what you think, but I usually would go right after the fuel filter for extended crank, because air getting in, something like that, would be a killer for a system like this. So always better to start with the basics first and take it for there. So we'll go and check it with the Vera, see what the crank time is like and the pressure build up. We'll look at that. Codes on the Veris. So we're getting that P0087, rail pressure too long on starting, CPU supply voltage, a P0180 fuel pump temperature sensor circuit, and then you can read the rest of these codes for yourself. So I think maybe the best thing to do here is to clear these codes out and see if it comes back. But we actually started this off camera, and it has got an extended crank time. So I know actually the second time we went to start it, you could hear the engine, the idle was lumpy. So I think the best thing to do with this is to put a genuine Renault or Nissan filter on it first, establish a good basis, and take it for the air, because air is an absolute killer for these things. So we've just displaying 3 PIDs this time. We're going to start it. Hopefully it does it the same, the symptoms. So it's engine speed, rail pressure in PSI, and rail pressure in volts. So I think this idle's about 1 volt. So the machine will know probably start till it hits at least 1 volt, or sometimes over 1 volt. So you want to go for it, Roddy? That was strange. I just cut it. So I think you heard that, and we saw the graph. That pretty well shot right up there at the very beginning. So I need to compare the engine speed to pressure. Right, Roddy, go again, my man. Oh, you hear that? I will just listen to it. Right, Roddy? No, do it that time. No. So So notice how this machine within the rail holds its voltage. If that's the actual pressure, oh no, it can't be. I'm looking at the wrong PID. That must be its desired, and that's actually fits in the rail. So let's go customize that. There's rail pressure millivolts. And there we go, that's the one we're wanting. I had the wrong PID up.
Yeah, it was.
So we'll go engine speed. Right, ready, fire away, my man. No, I didn't understand that. That looks wrong. Millivolts, half a millivolt. No, switch off, Rudy. I think this thing's reading garbage. That's not right. Right, we'll clearly go with rail pressure this time. Go again, Rudy. Thinking about it. So what we've done, we've limited the PID just down to 1 for rail pressure PSI, so Roddy will crank it again. If you limit the PIDs, it speeds up the data refresh, but I think the next thing we'll be doing is going back into the fuel pressure sensor and back probing it with the scope. Right, my man. I don't think the data's no fast enough to give us a conclusive answer. And we're underneath the machine, so you can see there. Diesel, wetness. Roddy found it. Up there's a crack in the bulb. So that's what had been our problem. We kind of suspected that anyway, air in the diesel, so we'll need to order that for the dealer. I'll show you, there's the filter. Just right there, that looks okay, but we've got to renew that, Roddy, anyway. Renew the filter, and then renew that bulb. There it is, right there. Cheers. So we're going to try a transplant here. Save ourselves some money if we go into Nissan or Renault or whatever.
Try again first, think you?
That's it. So that's us managed to do that with the aftermarket bulb. So we took this little ring off and we extracted, this is the bit it's got the one-way valve in it. The reason we're doing this, Nissan wants £50 plus VAT just for that bulb. So we got this aftermarket for £9 odds. So we think this is a better idea, but the pain in the bit is getting it out of here, so we'll show you. Here we go. Oh dear, you're a master at it now. Extraction method. There we go. Where there's a will, or there's a few bob, there's always a way. And we do away with that bit. And we're just going to put a Jubilee clip or maybe a cable tie, whichever we've got handy. There we go.
No marks.
Good. Good. I see he's not got the valve.
No.
It's the other one that's got the valve, eh?
That's it. Tools required.
No tools required. So there you go, that works. So it fits in there nicely. We'll just prime it up. It's going in it. Okay. Right everybody, so we've repaired that bulb, and to be honest, we got another fuel filter for it, so it never worked out, so we had to end up putting another fuel filter on it, a good quality one. So we think we've now cured it, but the primary concern, the primary problem was the bulb being cracked. So Roddy, start her up, let's see how she looks now. Oh, you can hear that's even smoother. And I think you remember the last graph, it was a bit spiky in here for the real PSI. Look at that, lovely and smooth. So I think we'll call this a fix. And I think we're no overstating things when you should always go back to the basics. Check your supply first of all, because As you know, watching my channel, I've been burned by that a few times. It gives you a lot of headaches. Try it again, Roddy, just to make sure. Oh yes. That's good enough for me, look at that. Brilliant. Cheers.